What's up, everybody? This is Ian, and thank you once again for tuning in to an episode of See It Through My Eyes. We have a whole cast here today. We have Stan, the editor, Jesus.
Hi.
We also have Kika.
Excuse me?
Kika.
Restart that. I don't want that name in my videos.
Hello.
Make sure to take that part out, Jesus.
And then we also have the grouchy honeybee from the Honey Nut Cheerios commercial.
Yo.
And we got something really interesting for you guys today. We got a good discussion. We got a couple of videos we're going to be reacting to. So by all means, if you guys are a first time guest here and you wish to watch enjoy this episode, you like the content and some of the other stuff we put up, then we do ask that you guys hit that subscribe button. We are very close to 100 subscribers, and we really would appreciate it if you guys can cross us over.
Share.
Yep. And
subscribe.
And then also to our established fan base here, we do appreciate you guys always coming through for us every time. I know we've been on a break for a bit, but now we're back and we better than ever. So let's get things going. Okay?
So today we're going to be reacting to a couple videos. Now this is going to be a podcast episode. We are going to be discussing the topic, but first we want to start with the first video. This is Dhar Mann Went Racist by the channel Pancho. So go check out the original video. This is going to be the cafeteria scene. So go check out the original video. We are only going to be reacting to this particular scene.
The social dynamics at this school are so weird.
Tell me about it. Everyone here only hangs out in cliques. Here, let me break it down for you. Those are the band geeks. You can typically find them in the band room early in the morning practicing. Their entire lives revolve around music and annoying others. Those are drama club kids. They can be dramatic. Hey, at least it's entertaining.
Oh, woe is me.
Then there's the goths. They all hate being at this private school and typically just skip class. Honestly, even the faculty skip at them. But in my opinion, they're pretty harmless. The skate punks are another story, though. You can find them after school on campus skateboarding and vandalizing something.
Better run.
Then there's the popular girls. They're 3 of the richest girls in school. Definitely stay away from them. I used to be friends with them, but they were fake and used me before kicking me to the curb.
So, Ian, take it away.
All right, guys. So we're dealing with social cliques. You have them everywhere. In school, in your workplace, in your own house, church, everywhere. And the funny thing is, I think everybody to some degree or another at least has some connection to one in some shape or form. We about to get into this thing here. So I ain't gonna even waste time. What do you guys think about those stereotypes of social cliques?
In high school.
At least in high school in general. Just what do you guys feel like? Were they really that black and white in y'all day? Well, two of y'all days with my days. But what do you guys think?
And real quick, before we start with that, so a little backstory. So me and Ian did graduate the same year. We went to the same school as Jesus. Jesus graduated 2 years after we did. Kika, you graduated a year before we did, right? I think. When did you graduate high school?
2011.
Okay, 2 years before us, but you went to a whole different high school, so...
Technically, I was supposed to graduate in 2010.
I was supposed to graduate in 2012.
But
yeah, we all missed the
my
mark.
birthday's late, so that's why I'm 2011.
I was so back. But, with that being said, so we're going to have different perspectives. Also, me and Ian, at least cafeteria-wise, we were never in the same lunchroom any of the 4 years.
No.
So, yeah, different perspectives for all 4 of us. So... who wants to start first?
I think from my experience, it wasn't to that extent where it's you'd see everyone in a similar aesthetic, right? All the goth kids. At least it wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you did have eventual cliques, which is friend groups forming and stuff like that, but they didn't really have any specific aesthetic like those did.
I agree to what the girl in the video says. You would see that a lot at my high school during my time, at least. but there was more gray area. Like there was other type of cliques too, not just those. Um, yeah, you would see that.
I think I'm not gonna lie, I did, but it wasn't secluded to cafeteria. One of the things I think they use the cafeteria most of the time in these little stereotype videos because it's quote like the social hub for
Yeah.
the students where
Yeah.
all of it's there. But I didn't really see it there. I saw it in depending on where I was at. Like if I was in the gym, I saw the athlete cliques and cheerleader clique. If I was near the music room, I saw the band ones, the music ones. Shout out to the music folk. That was one of my I was in. But it wasn't just secluded to one place. And then even then it wasn't the same types either. So yeah.
Do you think that like cliques, like the definition, like basically they only hang around each other? Do you guys think that was kind of true in your experiences?
No way.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because I think that they would be familiar with each other. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I already have this group of friends, right? Why would I need more? But then you did see those people who like would be in multiple different
Yeah.
friend
Yep.
groups.
Yeah.
And like it didn't matter. Like some of them would have different aesthetics from others. And it's just like I think that that's a really cool thing that those people didn't limit themselves
Yeah.
to one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would talk to everybody and try to get
Well, most.
everybody involved.
Sometimes it was difficult. Like I know there was like sometimes it would be some I guess outsider trying to go into that group and they wouldn't necessarily be cold to them because they were mean, but it's just they weren't willing to know them. But if they started seeing them in like similar classes and just kind of around the school, then they might start warming up to them, at least getting lukewarm. And then of course, if they demonstrated sometimes a talent or something that was like unique, then they sometimes would push the matter further into actually getting to know them. But it never was just like exclusively just music people only, basketball people only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me too, like I don't think I ever really saw a specifically clique that only hung around each other. I would see them like they would hang out with other groups of friends, but also with that little clique, like especially if they were part of the same club. Cause see that like club or class, I feel like that was a little. It was a little bit more maybe for like. Did we have goths?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did, but
But
they
they
weren't
blended
just
in with other people, right?
exactly
Yeah,
like
yeah.
again, like they try to dramatize it where they got to just really just sell it,
Like the goths have to be with the goths, but that wasn't the case.
right? Looking like what's his name, Marilyn Manson, but they weren't that apparent.
I even like the gangsters, like they all kind of interacted with everybody else because we had a bunch of those. They weren't cliques, they were something else. But even then, like I would always hang out. I mean, I would always see them hanging out with with other people.
I think that was your clique, rather.
Right. I cannot answer no questions without my turn to being present. But I just because we talked about this last time that where a lot of the time growing up we used to see like those whether it was a Saved by the Bell, that 70s show, like all these TV shows where like these cliques would happen
In the lunchroom.
yeah, especially in the lunchroom.
Like they would always have the same lunch period.
Exactly.
And you know what would be funny also? They'd all have assigned spies. Like the groups would literally be marked off, like
Territory.
seriously, like in freaking high school, in the film High School Musical, like the ones that were like the music ones, they were like on the top floor, and then like the others was kind of like on the bottom, which is hilarious because the ones that were the main characters in there were up there, and in the background was like on the bottom. That was just like, okay, just stand there and do something.
Sometimes you will also see like the freshmen will be all like one clique.
Yep.
The seniors maybe one clique. I guess everybody forgets about the sophomores and the juniors. Like if you were foreign exchange, you will also have like your own clique in some shows.
Dude, the freaking varsity jackets, as if everybody just get those by
The
default.
jocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
But see, I don't know if I would call it a clique, but and that's an experience that the three of us, I first want to kind of talk about it, like me, you, and me, and Jesus, and then get to ask Kika because I want to get her perspective on it too. But for the disabled kids, students in our high school, did we see some of that cliquish mindset happening a lot?
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys did because you guys are part of a bigger like thing.
Hey, our clique.
It was a narrative of nonsense. Call that.
It was
But
a bunch of.
it wasn't really like that. Like we would all hang out like occasionally, but then we would all just go our separate ways. Like
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that multiple times. Like when me and Ian's class came in 09, we were a pretty big class, but not that big either. But we saw way more cliquish compared to like the class before us and even the classes that came after us, including Jesus' class.
And most of the reason for that, guys, was when we came in, there was a different tone of characters when we came in. Like,
True.
everybody had something. We had, oh Jesus, we had the wannabe rappers and gangsters, and then we had one trying to be a pretty boy. We had, I don't want to.
There was like different stereotypes that we're gonna eventually get to, basically within that one clique.
Yeah.
So that kind of, but funny enough, a lot of them would have their cliques that they would kind of belong to outside of the disabled group that we were.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Miss Erica, in your school, did you see a clique of disabled people by any chance? Like whether special ed or like visually impaired, I don't know, whatever.
Can't walk, can't hear.
Both.
No. I
Really?
didn't. No, to be honest. I would see them individually, like more
Was there a
or
lot?
less.
Maybe
There
it
wasn't that much, to
Oh,
be
that makes
honest.
sense.
But you
Oh,
know
wow.
what it is? Thinking about my high school compared to your guys's, your guys's high school is way bigger than mine.
And then we had like
So that's probably why.
It was overcrowded.
we had a center also. Like that's why a lot of kids came from like different parts of the city
Yeah.
to our school because of the center that provided all those
The
resources.
specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your just your building alone is way bigger than mine.
We had two buildings.
You see, we only had one, and then the other
Oh,
one
wow.
was like the gym area.
Wow.
And then
That's small.
in my high school, it was just the last 3 years of high school. So
Really?
they had another building for just freshmen.
Wow. Wait, so
Yeah.
they had like a whole thing just to themselves?
Their own
Yeah.
clique, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Child, they got excommunicated. That is crazy.
No, you know what's interesting about that is that high school or that freshman building, they would literally have what were they called? They were like neighborhoods, different colors. So there was like houses. They would call them houses. So like in one area it would be maroon house, in the other area it would be greenhouse.
That's pretty cool.
Purple
That's
house.
really cool.
So
Yeah.
if you think about it, now that you mention it, those were the cliques.
Wow.
Because you would have like all your primary 4 classes, if I am not mistaken, in that one house. And then you would just go to a different house if for your specialty class.
See, you know what, Kika? It's gonna sound a little weird to just go with me. It's kind of reminding me almost like Hogwarts, where it's like Slytherin, Hufflepuff, like the different what Jesus, be a nerd for a minute. What is it called?
Is it the different magic houses?
Thank you.
I like how he was ready. Nerd on command.
Dumb man. But yeah, it's like I like that. So it's like maroon house. It's like green. I like that green house. That's
Yes.
witty.
So you know what? I think they actually started the cliques right there, because when we would move on to the other building,
Yeah,
we continue to hang out with
Yeah, that
that
makes sense.
specific house.
I like that one.
So then there was a house where they would put like all the bilingual kids, and then I was in the maroon house. But What was the question?
Doesn't matter, but keep going.
But yeah, I would see a whole bunch of different cliques. But
Kind of
just
like
not.
fraternities.
I like that.
That's cool.
In
Yeah.
high school?
Well, it
that's
was
good.
only for freshman year.
Oh.
For the other sophomore, junior, and senior,
Back to normal.
they didn't have none
Y'all
of that.
just tossed
We
back
were
into the
all
line.
everywhere. Yeah, so it was kind of like I would
Good
say
luck.
like difficult to start getting to know new people, to start new cliques, because when that happened, it was just like we were just thrown in the new world. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
we were literally like, I remember one of my classes was like all the way in the freaking fifth floor, and then I had another class like in the first floor, and my locker was like on the third floor. So it was just like we were everywhere. They wouldn't like coordinate us very well, in my opinion. Um, so we were just rushing to try to get to one class to the other class. I don't think the majority of us wanted to start a new clique or had like the were brave enough to talk to new people. You know what I mean? At least in my case, I was not the one. I was just like in my own comfort zone and just wanted to, if people would talk to me, I would talk to them
Same.
back. But I was very closed off. Like I wasn't that type of person, like talkative. I was in my freshman year because I had barely, well, that was in unit, I mean in eighth grade when I moved in the middle of the year, so I was a new kid.